Okay, so what we actually need to talk about.
Alright. Hit me with it.
I want to ask you, because you're an artist and you're making stuff, and you're selling stuff, and you're exhibiting stuff, how does, like, well, because, like, you're already doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, but you're still at school.
Yeah.
And, like, is school really useful for you for all those things? Or do you feel like you can, it's, like, separate almost a little bit now, and you have, like, your academic side and, like, your actual practice and, like, what you're doing?
Nah, I say it's pretty useful, which is good, because people I know who have deferred, they're kind of like, I'm so young, I have no life experience.
I was going to say, I feel like it's
actually
direction
make
almost.
this art of. Yeah, or like, how can I make really good art if I have no life experiences? Or you may as well do the course, like learn some really great technical skills.
True, and be exposed to other shit as well.
Yeah. But with me, I'm kind of just so obsessed with making shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you're not a very
I love uni.
You don't you don't like hesitate. You're just like make it. About like it was all about the phallic.
That's what all my art
phallocentrism.
has been about lately.
I love that word.
All my art has been about lately.
That's why I've seen a lot of penises in your work recently. What's that about? Tell me about penises in your work.
Freud. Freud being so fucking ridiculous and perverted, but like also very, very interesting. Like, I went to Bailey and I went to a special collection just for this class. We had to like look at some archives. So I went and looked at some Freud books in a special collection. And I was like, I'll be here for like an hour. And then I was like reading this Freud case study for like 2 hours. And I usually cannot read like that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But it was just like so fucking interesting, like totally perverted, but also not. It's kind of like this hard kind of moral kind of like way up. It's like, it's interesting and it's clinical and it's also just like real life.
Well, that's
like,
the thing. It's
humans
like
are driven by desire.
You can say it's perverted and you can say it's all these things, but at the end of the day, when it seems almost biological, it's like, well, how do you judge it then? Because what, it's our fault that happens? Like, no, it's biological, right?
Yeah. Is it just adults trying to fetishize this like inexplainable experiences of childhood and pre-adolescence? Like, and I guess
also, who's there to contest it? It, like, you know, you can't pan back to 5-year-old Freud and be like, is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Is this how you feel? Is he
Exactly.
right? Because, like, no, like, that's not...
And kids are so... And this is the thing, like, I think comes back to this, like, childhood wonder and pre-adolescence wonder.
Of that time when there, like, was no plan, there was no expectation, and you're just, like, this little thing, but you're also, like, not totally conscious of it, are you?
No.
Like, I don't believe that at that age you're really conscious of what's happening.
And you're kind of just, like, playing with
it's
shit,
almost like
feeling shit, looking at
like,
shit, being like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's so...
It's like a total, like, almost ecstasy kind of thing where there's just nothing, there's no fear, there's no repercussion. At that age, I feel like you're learning 1,000,001 things.
And that's what I find so interesting is development and how, like, quickly children develop. And that's what I've been looking at a lot with, like, drawings, like children's drawings.
Yeah, I've just loved those works, by the way. The one that... What was the 3D one on the wall?
Yeah, they were made out of
fucking
steel.
loved that.
And I
loved that one.
But see that, because I found all these drawings from when I was little, and I have this little sketchbook that I drew it. I don't know how old I was, maybe like 3 or 4. And I would draw things and I'd make my parents write down, like, the story. But I was using that for ages, but then I kind of found these other drawings, but I've kind of appropriated them all already. But I found this archive. Well, I originally found this book by Rhoda Kellogg. I don't know if she was a psychoanalyst, but there's about 8,000 uploaded on this archive online. But the whole book is just like her categorizing them, and there's just like this language of development in drawing. So even like little things like when there's the development of like a horizon on a drawing, and it's like that's a point of like development, and like before that and whatever. I don't know, just the lines of the drawing is so beautiful.
No, but it is beautiful, and it's so naive to the point where it's purist. And like, I think maybe you being in an institution like VCA to then go back to these like super naive, pure forms of drawing. And then when you're drawing with steel, right? And then it's a whole different thing. It's like the purest form of expression for that moment in their life.
Yeah.
And then you get to kind of bring that into a forum of doing crits and doing art history on the side and doing all this shit, and it's like a total rework. But you're also applying the psychoanalysis into it as well.
Yeah. But no, I think I was always changing up my work, so I always wanted to challenge myself. Even now, I'm like, fuck, I need to reinvent myself. But I also really like the works that I'm making.
I'm really enjoying the works that you're making.
I like it. It's really interesting.
Like this thing.
Oh, yeah. At Priscilla's.
Yeah, so what was this?
That was a backyard show. Priscilla's is awesome. If you see, like, on their Instagram, they post all the works. It's really good. It's like this lot in the back of their like share house.
Oh, sick.
And it's just like they install all the works on the fence and like on the ground they had a campfire.
Sick.
It's beautiful. I'm just love welding. Because
tell me about the welding.
I know, it makes me feel really tough and staunch. And I know there's something I was talking about this with a mate. It's just welding and shit. It's like macho, like male art versus macho female art. Like not wanting my art to be like pretty or feminine.
Yeah.
It's not like discounting that in other people's work. But it's like there's something about me that I guess it's even how I want to be perceived. It's like I want to be perceived like staunch and hot. It's like I want you to take me seriously kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I know me and my mate were talking about like macho male art. It's like Carl Andre was talking about this with a mate. Like, fucking hate that cunt. He murdered my like first ever favourite artist, Anna Mendieta.
Yeah.
Like, fucking got away with it.
Yeah.
And his art is so formalist, minimalistic.
Yeah.
But then when I saw his work in person at the Tate, I was like, fuck, this is good. But I, like, fuck you, but this is good. It's like, men get away with so much shit. And it's like, why can't I just make fucking, staunch, minimalistic shit like this? Why can't I be, like, confident?
Yeah.
And not have to feel like I have to make up for things.
And not have to do better or reinvent all this other shit that men have done before, because it's a different lens. It doesn't have to be associated to that at all, because you're not a man.
That's true.
Or you're not these men. Exactly. Photography in like the 70s, like Carol Jones and everything. And talking about how like the camera became like a medium for women and to liberate women. Because it was like this domestic item. In that way, it like liberated a lot of women, because it was like this handheld mobile device where you could capture the domestic space and not alter it, but like stylize, but it's still reality, right? And then welding, as a girl or a woman or whatever, is breaking apart that and is liberating yourself. And it's big buildings and it's construction sites and it's places where art isn't even really present most of the time, right? Let alone women creating art.
Yeah, no.
But the one you did for the, what was it called, by the way?
Which one? The drawings.
The drawing, the steel.
I never really named shit.
Or the one that you did for that one.
That one.
That looks good.
The steel.
You welded all of that though, no?
Yeah.
And it looked super good.
It's pretty easy though.
Then I think it's funny that you're using steel and welding to make childhood like drawings.
Such a good juxtaposition.
Oh, yeah, you've really got it going. But no, but seriously, because then it's like if you drew those things before you welded them, and that was so easy, and it was 3 motions, and then you got to weld the whole thing. It takes forever, and you got to bend metal, you got to cut metal. But it's cool. You're almost drawing with steel. Well, you are drawing with steel. 100%. Are you going to continue that kind of thing, or you don't know?
Do more welding, more metal. I don't know. Even if it just moves more into just drawing, thinking about forms as drawing.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, because you do the big paintings, and I like the big paintings.
I like the big paintings too, but they're easy. They're not easy. They're just like, it's just drawing.
Yeah, but I think they come naturally to you as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's very intuitive.
You visualise it well. Sorry. Bro, my boot farted. Ew, get it off the tape. Ew, my boot is farting.
He's doing the